Hey y'all, it's Brady. Welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, I am a mama of two. We are a family of four with a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, my husband, myself, and then we have a crazy dog. So, excuse me. So today's video is actually, and it's going to be a little shaky. It is not exactly how I plan to do this. Well, not remotely how I plan to do this. I plan to do this with my notes and to sit down on the couch, you know, or at my desk and have the setup look all nice and, you know, and just everything to be nice and not perfect, but close. Not happening. So the, one of my new goals for my channel this year is to really just put in the effort and just, you know, I'm just going to show up. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. And I've realized that if I wait for the perfect timing, the perfect situation, the perfect setup, the perfect all these things, it's not going to happen. Then I don't get the videos out that I want to put out for y'all. And so it just doesn't happen. So I am sitting in the Target parking lot. If you don't know, I do work part-time for Shipt and as a grocery delivery shopper, whatever, personal shopper basically. So anyways, if you ever want to know more about that, I'd be glad to share. Just let me know down below and I can let you know more about that. But anyways, not trying to sell you anything. If you're interested in how that works, I'll be glad to share with you. Anyways, so today's video, I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to be all set up and have my tripod out and everything, but we're just going to hold the camera and we're just going to talk. So I wanted to update y'all a lot. Several of you have been asking, and thank you so much for your comments and your sweet encouragement and your prayers. I really, really appreciate that more than you know. But y'all have been asking, and I've been promising a semester update for the fall semester of 2019 of my pre-nursing program and some of the courses that I had to take. So, like I said, I wanted my tripod, but here we are. I apologize if it's shaky. You're going to see cars in the background. We're just going to get this done. So let's just chat a little bit. So if you are new here, I am a pre-nursing student, and I will be applying to a nursing program well, I'll be applying this spring, and then I should know in April if I've gotten in, and then the program would start at the end of August in 2020. So it is currently January 5th. I had to think about that for a moment. I think it's the 5th. Today's the 4th. Okay. We'll get this right one of these days. So, today's January 4th. My semester ended December 14th of 2019. And I took 2 courses. So I took Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Statistics. Now, I did this because it has been 10 years since I've been in school. And I just wasn't sure with everything that we have going on. I was like, and my enrollment advisor, I guess you would call him, also encouraged me. My husband was encouraging me. Let's just stick with 2 classes because I needed an A or a B in both of these classes to be competitive for the nursing program. So, sorry, you're going to see my hand in the way. So what I did was, like I said, I just took those 2 classes and really focused on them. Anatomy and Physiology was hard. It was difficult to say the least. And one of the reasons is, and I love our professor to death, but she found out she was teaching our class like 2 or 3 days before class. It was within a week before class started. Yes. So, our original professor did not, I don't know what happened. That didn't work out. And so, last minute, she was given our class. And she hadn't taught our class in several years. And she has a lot going on in her personal and work life, just making her very busy. And so, she didn't have as much time to prepare for the class as she had wanted, and so things were just crazy. I mean, she was, I think, having to create tests like the week of, and if you've never taken Anatomy and Physiology, it's a little different than any other class I've ever taken because A, it has a lab component, but B, it is a ton of information. So when you're tested over, 2 or 3 chapters, that ends up being a ton of material, a ton of terms to remember. But you not only need to know the terms, you have to know the locations and their functions, and it's a lot. So here's the good news. I did end up with a B. I pulled out we have to have an 80 at our college to get a B. I did pull out an 81. I'm very proud of that. I'll take it. I'm hoping for an A this coming semester in anatomy and physiology too, but I'll take the B because it was very difficult. One of my girls had surgery during this time, plus we've had the holidays and just a lot going on, plus the chaos of, people, of everything just not really being super prepared for this class. And it's been 10 years, okay, since I've done anything like that. So I'm proud of my B. I'll take it. It was a lot of studying. I'm very, very thankful for my little study group that we've all become really good friends, and we work well together because we bring different things. So we each, have different strengths when it comes to study materials, and we've been able to contribute that to our group, which I really appreciate, because I think that made the difference for us. I think all of us made either an A or a B in the class. So fantastic. And there's 4 of us, by the way, if I didn't say that. But that's been really good. It was really nice to make some friends there in that class with my study group, and we all sit at a lab table together. And I think we're all taking anatomy and physiology 2 together, so that was good. And then statistics. So I was very, very, very nervous about statistics. However, apparently I lucked out and got the best teacher on the planet, because all you had to do was pay attention and show up and just put in the work, and it was there. It was very straightforward. He was very straightforward on what he expected. He didn't overcomplicate his testing. And so, honestly, that was a really great class for me. I did end up with an A. I made, I think, a 98 for the class. And I'm very, very proud of that. So, I did make the A and the B in those classes that I needed for the nursing program. So, I'm very excited about that. Y'all don't pay attention to the mess in my car. But I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited that class was easier than I thought. Now, talking to some of the girls at my lab table that I was talking about in my study group, they've also taken statistics, or were taking it this past semester. So they did not luck out with the same teacher. And so I kind of blindly picked the teacher that I did because, I picked based off the timing I wanted to take the class, and not so much the teacher. So, I'm very thankful for how that worked out. So basically we had 5 tests for statistics for the whole semester. That was all 5 of our grades. They all counted equally. So there were 500 points for the total semester of the class, and then they were each 100 points. And that means the first test that was extremely easy, that was like reviewing mean and median and mode and range and stuff like that. That was our first test. And then our second test was a little more difficult, and I think that was the one that I made a 90 on. And then all the other tests I made a 100. So that's how that averaged out to that 98 or 96 for the class. And then so the middle 3 tests, test 2, 3, and 4, were take-home tests. Now, granted, I said that our second test was a take-home test, and I made a 90 and not a 100. The reason being, there still are some things that are a little tricky, and so if you don't pay attention, or if you kind of rush through it, and once I looked back, I was like, oh, crap. Like, I knew what the mistake was I made, but that's okay. It was still an A. I'll take it. And then, so then 3 and 4 were take-home tests, did well, did 100 on those. And then our final exam was also just worth 100 points. So I really did appreciate that although it was a cumulative test, so it was everything we did over the semester, it was very straightforward. He did a really thorough review. and study guide for it. So I felt really confident. It was kind of odd that it was multiple choice. So you did have to like work out your problems on scratch paper, but then you had answers to choose from because they were multiple choice. So that was kind of different. But like I said, I appreciated that although it was cumulative, it was still only worth 100 points. So, yeah. So I was pleasantly surprised with statistics. Oddly enough, for this 2-year RN program that I'm applying to, and yes, I do plan to eventually get my bachelor's online after I go back to work. But for now, I'm really excited about this 2-year program that I'm applying to. And this statistics class is the only math class required. Now, we will have math in like pharmacology and drug dosages and all of that stuff, but it's not its own. It'll just be a nursing class that math is incorporated. It's not its own separate math class I have to have. So that's kind of how the semester went. If you would like to know, we did have some craziness. So my daughter had her tonsils and adenoids out. One of them had her tonsils and adenoids out in July, right before school started, a month before school started for me. And so she was healed and doing well. And then we had to do a sleep study in September, I believe, for my other daughter. Found out that she also needed her tonsils and adenoids out. And that one was rougher. She did have to stay the night. She had some complications, not like serious. We didn't have to be readmitted, but it was close. She was, it was just a lot more difficult for her. And so that happened right around the time we had some major exams for anatomy and physiology. And it was just a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Now, I will say, it was totally doable. I was really, really glad that I stuck to 2 classes this semester, though. But it was very doable. It was very doable. As long as I stayed on top of things and organized and put in the work to study each night, it was very, very doable. So, let me know down below if there's any questions you have. If you are a mom or anybody looking to go back to college after, an extended period of time, I highly encourage it. Guys, do it. Don't waste the time. Do it. If you want to do it, you can put your mind to it and you can do this. So I didn't have any fancy things. I just had my books. I had YouTube and, and my teachers. So you can do it, guys. There's nothing super special. Just put in the work. And I highly encourage you, if you're wanting to go back to school, like I said, do it. If that is a goal of yours in 2020, please do it. You owe that to yourself, to your family, to whoever. I mean, just do it. I'm so excited. Even in the hard moments, it's totally worth it. So let me know if you have any questions. Leave those down below. I'll be glad to get back to those. If there are enough questions, I can make a video to address them. That's up to y'all. And then if you have gone back to school after an extended time of being out of school as an adult, let me know. I would love to know your story and how that has worked out for you, or if you're still in the process of going back to school. Also, what is your major? I would love to know. So, as I said, mine is pre-nursing. I hopefully will be going to the nursing program in the fall, fingers crossed. And I'll keep y'all updated as time goes by. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.